Last week on Gotham, Fish earned her keep, Gordon joined the dark side, and what's up with the security at the Gotham hospital? Just anybody can walk in. What's up with that? And guess what, guys? Jared Leto got his hair cut, and it's a big deal. I'm Eli Wilbur.
And I'm Aldo, dressed as Eli Wilbur.
And this is Waiting for Batman. Welcome back to the... What the man? Welcome to the Fan Cave! Have you always wanted to say that?
Yes.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fan Cave. We have a special guest for this episode of Waiting for Batman. It's Aldo.
Hi, this is Aldo, dressed as Eli Wilbur today.
I don't think they would have gotten that unless you told them. Aldo is a friend of the show, but now he's a part of the show.
I'm a huge fan. I've watched all the episodes at least 8 times. 8 times.
8 times? Oh my god.
Yes. And recently Sony has released my rights, so I'm able to do this show, which gets me so pumped. After the failure of The Amazing Aldo and The Amazing Aldo 2, I needed something to break away from that origin story, and that's why I'm here.
Right on, man. For those who typically watch our show, Waiting for Batman, usually we put out an episode right after the premiere of Gotham because we like to keep it fast, we like to keep you happy, but Gotham is going on a little hiatus, so I figured let's take a break. We'll take a week break, wait for Aldo to get here, and I would review the show with Aldo. But first, what's up with Jared Leto's haircut? Look, we've been waiting to see the transformation. We weren't sure what Jared Leto was going to do for the Joker because last we saw Jared Leto, he had Jesus hair. The guy looked like Jesus Christ, let's be honest.
I'm so excited to see the transformation happen via Instagram, via the internet.
Back in the day, like we'd have to wait. We'd basically have to wait for like paparazzi to come out with a photo of, oh, here's what Jared Leto looks like now, or whatever. But now it's like Instagram, boom, we're waiting for it. David Ayer, he is the director of the Suicide Squad movie, and this guy has been constantly posting on Instagram, and he posted a teaser, a little teaser on Instagram saying like, should we do it? And it's a picture of like scissors to Jared Leto's head, essentially.
As far as we know.
Yeah, right. We don't, I mean, it was just the back of his head.
And then there's that one picture of Jared Leto close up with his hand over his face. That was done right after.
Right.
And that's all we got for that day.
Right. Very emo photo. Then, a day after, or a couple days after, we got another photo of Jared Leto.
This was bleached hair Jared Leto, looking like Richie Rich in his car.
Totally looking like Richie Rich. It was a little creepy. I would not be surprised if in the next 2 days, maybe the next week or so, maybe within the month, we see a picture of the Joker. So there it is, guys. There's Jared Leto's haircut.
Now the big question comes up is, what happened to his hair?
Yeah. Who got the hair?
Was it you?
Did you get the hair? Alright, moving along right into the Gotham review, the Rogues Gallery, guys. We had a lot of fun in last week's Gotham. The main story, the whole episode was called Everyone's Got a Cobblepot. Like, that's an adorable title. Everyone has a Cobblepot. But then you realize that that's a really dark title. First of all, when we first see Gordon, he's visiting Alfred and Bruce at the hospital after Alfred gets attacked by his friend in the previous episode. And this was kind of an important little moment there because Gordon asks Alfred, who did this to you? And Alfred blatantly lies. And therefore, Bruce kind of lies with Alfred to help Alfred out. Gordon takes off, and Bruce asks Alfred, why lie?
You don't rat out your friend.
Exactly. They were friends. No matter how much that dude just stabbed him. Alfred's like, no, you don't rat on your friends. I'm going to find this guy and I'm going to find out why he did it. We watch Gordon. He goes back to the GCPD and we find out that Detective Flass, the dirty cop, they try to take him down, but guess what? Commissioner Loeb, the dirty commissioner of the GCPD, he exonerated Flass, and that's a problem for Gordon, right?
It's a big problem, but how can you stop a phoenix? They're just gonna rise and rise and rise.
Gordon immediately goes to Commissioner Loeb and is like, hey, what happened? Why did you do this? And Loeb's just like, I'll do what I want because I'm Commissioner Loeb and I hate you, Gordon. We find out that he had something on Harvey Bullock because guess what, guys? Everyone has a Cobblepot. This is Gotham, guys. All the cops are dirty. Everywhere you go, it's a bad situation. And Harvey Dent helps Gordon, try to find something on Loeb so that they can bring this guy down, so that they can control him. And how does that work out for them?
It doesn't go well at all. Dent recommends at the beginning to bring along Bullock. And
Gordon's like,
we don't need him. We can do this on our own. Which
Two good guys.
Spoiler alert, they couldn't.
It's Bullock who gets results at the end. They find out that Loeb and Falcone are working together, obviously.
Surprise,
guys. We find out that there's only one person who might have any idea where Falcone and Loeb would hide Loeb's stash of incriminating files. Well, who would have that information normally?
Fish
Mooney would normally be the guy, the girl that Bullock and Gordon would go to for this kind of thing. Well, Fish is off on Dollmaker Island.
Gone.
So they go to the one and only Penguin. Gordon asks Penguin for a favor in return for a favor down in the future. So who knows what the Penguins are going to ask for Gordon.
It's bad because Bullock said so.
Exactly.
You know it's bad when he's saying, Gordon, think about this.
Penguin knows of a safe house that Falcone and Loeb might possibly be using. So he takes our heroes to the safe house. And we end up finding an old elderly couple. The wife, Marge, she's a familiar face, guys. If you're a fan of the show Freaks and Geeks, she's the mom on that show. Oh man. So we know that she's going to be an important part. So the old man and the mom from Freaks and Geeks, they let Gordon and Bullock and Penguin in for tea time. It's a nice little moment they have there. Choo choo. At the end of the day, I mean, shotguns are going to get pulled out, right?
Obviously.
What else can you expect?
Typical tea party in Gotham.
The old people end up getting taken down for the time being, and Gordon and Bullock, they hear raccoons up in the attic, and they find a girl. The woman upstairs in the attic is Miriam Loeb, Commissioner Loeb's daughter.
First of all, she's not a raccoon, and we know that now. Yeah. And also, that gives it a different angle. They have this daughter here from Loeb, and they could use it to their advantage, which they do.
She's crazy, obviously. She talks about crushing bird skulls.
Yeah, right in the back of the neck. It's really easy. If you sneak up on them really quiet, and she's really quiet, so she does it all the time. Snap. Snap. But they make great necklaces for gifts.
Gordon ends up taking this to the commissioner and says, hey, look, I've got your daughter. I know you've been wanting to keep her out of Arkham. You'll do anything to protect her. Loeb pretty much offers his resignation. Like, he's this close. Gordon is this close to getting rid of Loeb. And guess what he says?
Gordon says no. If he gets rid of Loeb, someone else equally as bad is just going to replace him. And he's going to have no leverage on that new person. Yeah. So he has an advantage here, which he uses.
Which is not a Gordon thing to do. That's very dark Gordon. And now Gordon still owes the Penguin a favor, which you don't want to owe that guy a favor. If we've learned anything from the comic books and what Oswald Cobblepot becomes, it's going to be a bad time for Gordon.
Yeah, and I think at that point, Gordon also wanted to get all the files for all of the cops.
Right.
Which
he was only able to get one.
Only one. And who was it, Eli?
It was Bullock. So now Aldo has a certain theory as to what might be in that file.
This is my theory of what's in Bullock's file. Bullock killed Bruce Wayne's parents.
I didn't say it, guys. In other regions of the world, Fish Mooney is making deals that she may not be able to make good on. I guess we'll have to wait and see. God. Last episode, we see that Fish Mooney spooned out her own eyeball because she's a hard ass that way, and that's what hard asses do. They spoon out their own eyeballs, right?
Yep.
So she wakes up, and we meet the infamous Dollmaker, or as they call him in the show, Dr. Dollmaker. This guy is pretty much, he's Dr. Frankenstein. As we can see, he likes to take body parts that don't belong on a person and put them on a person. What's up with that? She's been waiting to meet this guy for a while, and she ends up right off the bat making her proposition. Let me work for you. Let me be your lieutenant. And this is what she does. We're starting to realize that she's not a good person. She didn't want to help those people down in the basement. She wants to be in charge. She wants to be in power, and that's what she is. That's how she is. She's a survivor. At first, I was kind of like becoming sympathetic towards her, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I like Fish. Now I'm starting to hate her again.
Oh man, not again.
But not to the point to where like I'm like, oh, this character is useless. Like, no, I like the character, but I'm like, oh, I'm not sympathetic towards you anymore. You're a survivor, and you just wanna come out on top, and that's how she is. He tries to warn her, do not fail me, because the last person who failed me, what happened to that dude, Aldo?
He got his head put on a woman's body. You don't want that.
I mean, that doesn't seem so bad.
It reminded me a little bit of that scene in Mars Attacks. And there's that chihuahua head on that woman's body.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Fish doesn't want to end up in a man's body.
Right.
From the look of her face, she looks terrified. For the first time, I think.
Yeah, we see fear on her face. It's interesting because Fish has been pretty composed, but now she's a little scared. At the end of the episode, she earns her way into Dollmaker's ranks. She is going to be his lieutenant. And he pretty much tells her, like, I'm not worried about you trying to run away. Because we do this awesome wide shot of the facilities that they're in. And what do we find out, Aldo?
It's a pretty nice mansion.
Yeah.
On an island in the middle of nowhere.
So what's going to happen to Fish? We don't know yet, but what we have heard, we've heard, spoiler alert, guys.
Yes.
We've heard some spoiling news, which I hate.
It's terrible. The internet is a good thing, and then it's a bad thing.
I know. Like, a minute ago, we were just praising about the internet and how much it gives us, and now it's just like, screw you,
how
internet.
much it takes away. We found out that Fish Mooney isn't returning for season 2, which means we have 4 episodes left of Fish.
We can only assume she's gonna die. I mean, that's the typical. That's what we've been kind of expecting from this character this whole time, is that Penguin's gonna kill her. That's what we're hoping for.
That's what I'm rooting for.
We really want the Penguin to kill her, but it could also be a revulsion of the Morlocks down in the basement. They might say, hey, this woman turned on us, we're gonna kill her. Or Dollmaker, or, I mean, at this point, this woman has made so many enemies. It could be anyone. I mean, honestly, wouldn't it be kind of cool to see Victor Zsasz kill her too?
In a way.
It would be cool, because that guy's brutal. So
he's great. He's great.
I love
him killing anybody. I'm in.
What do you guys think? How would you like to see her go? Would you like the Penguin to kill her? Would you like the Morlocks to kill her? Dollmaker? Let us know down in the comments below. We're always interested to see what other people are hoping for from the show. We've lightly touched on Bruce and Alfred. We kind of found out what's going on there. Selena breaks into the hospital somehow, which raises a really important question. Where the was security?
Alfred and Bruce Wayne are huge in Gotham. They have so much money, you'd expect that they'd maybe put at least a security guard, someone there to guard them. But
no, not at all. Then we have a moment with Edward Nygma, kind of going a little bit more into his whole love interest with Miss Kringle.
He's not giving up.
The guy is relentless. She has turned him down so many times. And when he finally approaches her in a normal way with flowers and is just like, what do you want to get some dinner? She has a boyfriend. She has a new boyfriend. It's not Detective Flash anymore.
Nope.
It's this young guy. This guy who looks like Seth Rogen. He gives Nigma his criminal name, the Riddle Man.
I feel if the Riddle Man had started to approach his love interest in just a normal way instead
Right.
of these riddles, I feel like he would have had a chance.
He would have probably already gone to second base with her at this point. Yeah.
At least.
But no, he had to be creepy. He had to be weird. He had to be cutting up bodies and using the intestines to spell out love notes to her.
Yeah.
So there it is, guys. We got some Fish Mooney, we got some Gordon, we got some Bruce, we got some Nigma. And it all came together in a glorious way. But how did the episode end? It ended so epically. Oswald has the two old people from the house, Marge and her husband. They're back at the club, and Penguin is commending them and thanking them for, you know, their help in the whole situation. He's saying, you know what, I was gonna get you out of Gotham to protect you from Falcone and Loeb, and I was only able to score one ticket out of the state. So who's gonna get it?
If it was up to the old man, no one would get it. They stayed together. But unfortunately, it wasn't up to him.
Marge had other ideas. Kind of makes you glad of what happens after that, because then the Penguin is just like, well, hey, thanks for taking care of that from me. I only had one shell left, and
Bam.
you know, kills her with a shotgun. So there it is. We're seeing just how ruthless the Penguin is, which, again, I mean, I think that would make him the perfect person to kill Fish Mooney at this point. We're seeing his brutality get more and more insane. I think it only makes sense that he's gonna just kill Fish in the most brutal of ways. I think it's gonna be glorious. Any final thoughts, Aldo, on this episode?
First, these girls ain't loyal. Second, dating tips from Riddle Man. Not so good. Not so good.
Not so good. No.
But definitely, I'm super excited to see the last 4 episodes. Unfortunately, we have to wait so long.
We have to wait like a month, which is so annoying. So April is when the show comes back, which is when this show will come back. Until then, guys, I'm Eli Wilbur.
And I'm Aldo, dressed as Eli Wilbur.
And this is Waiting for Batman. If you guys have any thoughts, any suggestions, any comments, anything about what happened on Gotham, let me know down in the comments below. And Aldo, what else do you have to say to these people? We'll see you guys next week.